How's it going, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Mike Stark. On today's video, I would like to show you all my entire movie collection as of 2022. Because it's that time of the year again, and Boxing Day is coming up, and I will document my Boxing Day purchases and going out there buying all the movies that I'm going to buy and even the stuff that I'm going to buy online. But today we're focusing on my entire movie collection. Now I've condensed it a little bit because I'm living in a smaller house, so we'll be going from here to my bedroom, and that's where all my current movies are. The rest of them are in boxes, and I've just got out here the most important things, my favorite movies, and yeah, limited editions and rare titles, etc. So let's get started and let's begin my entire movie collection. Let's go! Okay, here are all my Arrow, along with some of my 4K releases, starting with the Hellraiser box set. I have individual videos, in-depth videos on some of these titles, and they're on my channel, so if you're interested, just let me know and I'll point you in the right direction. Here we go, The Ring, Phantom of the Mall, The Hills Have Eyes. This is one of my favorite sets. I really love that movie. Alice, Sweet Alice, Children of the Corn, Donnie Darko. This is a really cool title I bought last year on Boxing Day. Here are some of my Arrow releases. Night of the Comet, Society, Audition, really cool Japanese, just sadistic horror film. My favorite Japanese horror film of all time, Dark Water. Check that out. I've done an in-depth review of that on my channel. Flowers in the Attic. This is pretty much a biographical picture based on my mother's, the way she treated her sons. And here we go, some other movies. The Crazies. This is a really cool George A. Romero film, which I still haven't seen yet. Forrest Gump. Blade Runner, my favorite sci-fi film of all time. Fatal Attraction, I'm Not Gonna Be Ignored, Dan. And Pineapple Express, probably one of my favorite comedies of all time. The Karate Kid box set, I bought that last year on Boxing Day. The 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. Lord of the Rings, probably the best 4K transfer in existence. The Godfather, one of my favorite mafia films of all time. Now coming down here to the shelf below. This is classic. I used to have this sand up when I was a kid, and got it from a thrift shop, Up Shop, a couple of years ago. So here we have the rest of my films. These are horror. Here we have the Hellraiser trilogy, but we'll start off on this side. The Pig from Misery, the Critters box set, Hannibal, Silence of the Lambs, 4K, The Hitcher, The Omen, really cool film. What else do we have? Texas Chainsaw, the original. This is a Blu-ray with a 4K transfer. Then we have The Lighthouse, Monkey Power. Lost Boys, I've got a 4K of that now. Did a full unboxing review. It's on my channel if you want to check it out. Coming down here, let's take this off and we'll go. Just gonna rearrange some of these things. The next shelf, here are more of my horror films along with my Imprint Films collection. And Imprint Films are a boutique label here in Australia. So we've got the Monsters on Blu-ray, Universal Monsters box set, Halloween, Chucky, The Wicker Man, one of my favorite cult films, and House of Wax. Really cool, underrated Vincent Price film. And then here are all the Imprint films which I own. I won't be showing you all of them, but just some of the best titles. Close Range, one of my favorite movies of all time. The original Scarface, The Gambler, rest in peace, Jimmy Caan. Chinese Box, really cool film. The Gift, Stir of Echoes, love Stir of Echoes. This is a really cool psychological thriller film. I'm gonna put that back in there. The Wicker Man box set and the Warriors box set. Now I do have full in-depth reviews of these two titles and they're on my channel if you want to check them out. Now going down here, Here are my cinema cult films, along with some miscellaneous 4K Ultra HD titles. So, starting here, we have my Vincent Price box set. I bought that a couple of Boxing Days ago. Here is really cheesy, just crap film that I happen to have in my collection. The Burning. This was actually one of Harvey Weinstein's first films that he made. Yeah, fun fact, 8mm. Okay, I will show you some of these now. 8mm, really cool Nicolas Cage film. Black Christmas, really cool horror film. Mysterious Island, this is a sci-fi film, really way ahead of its time. Continuing on, The Guardian. Oh, I love this film. Same William Friedkin, who directed The Exorcist, really underrated horror film. The Machinist, Christian Bale, just phenomenal performance by Christian Bale. He lost all this weight for this film, almost died. Jaws on 4K. Saving Private Ryan, this has one of the best transfers in existence for 4K. Rambo, I only got the first one because I only liked the first one. I got this one because it was either between this or the Blu-ray, and of course you're gonna take the 4K over the Blu-ray. Some Marvel films, some Mafia films, Scarface, Venom, Goodfellas, one of my favorite Mafia films of all time, and the Batman box set, the original Batman films with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael Keaton, etc. Now, here are the ones that were on top. So, we have a Frankie Muniz horror film, Black String, that's very underrated. Crawl Space. I've done a full in-depth review of this one. Probably my most expensive, well, it is my most expensive DVD in my collection. It was about $250 Australian dollars. It's an alright film, but love it. Suspiria, definitely my favorite Argento film of all time. Carnival of Souls, an underrated horror film starring one of the hottest chicks I think in existence, Bobby Phillips, really hot chick that's in this. Communion, a Christopher Walken alien film, really freaky, just awesome film. Frankenstein, I just did a review on this. That was my last video I did, so check it out if you're interested with that title. Ex Machina, Uncharted, and of course M. Night Shyamalan's Old, which I thought was a really cool film. Definitely amazing film. Now, continuing on. Here I have a bunch of horror films, but let's start with the ones that are vertical and then we'll do the horizontal ones. So, starting from this end, and we have The Last House on the Left, the original. We have The Seventh Sign, the Saw films, Drag Me to Hell, a really cool Sam Raimi horror film, some 4Ks, Don't Breathe 2, The Howling, Joyride, rest in peace, Paul Walker. Frailty, a hugely, just awfully underrated psychological thriller film. Then we have Let the Right One In, The Stepfather, the remake, some zombie films, Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, some really cool George A. Romero films, Spiral, this is a really cool LGBTQIA horror film. Here we have some Vinegar Syndrome releases, Grandmother's House, starring Uncle Leo from Seinfeld, and Jack Frost, starring a young Shannon Elizabeth. Death Valley, it's got the kid from A Christmas Story. Beast, this is a Wes Craven film, rest in peace Wes Craven. Ice Cream Man, another cool Vinegar Syndrome film. And Vinegar Syndrome, they do a phenomenal job remastering their titles. Paper House, I've spoken about this film countless times. Just check it out. Check it out. And then we have Undead, an Aussie parody zombie horror film, Spell, and The Gate. Now coming down to the last shelf of this bookshelf. And before I forget, the horizontal films that sit on top of the vertical Blu-rays. Mandy, this is one of my favorite Nick Cage films. Directed and made by Panos Cosmatos, just phenomenal. Proud to be Greek. Really cool film. You know, Crazies, The Wicker Mans, Dolls, The Black Phone, Suspiria, and Evil Dead 1 and 2, Rosemary's Baby, one of my favorite horror films of all time, and Rabid Grannies. So coming down here, we have my Stephen King films. We're gonna start with the titles from the left side and go to the right, the vertical titles. With the TV, The Shining, The Golden Years, Storm of the Century. This is a really underrated Stephen King film. Misery on DVD, The Stand, and The Langoliers. The Langoliers desperately needs a Blu-ray or a 4K release. One of my favorite Stephen King films about these people that get stuck at this airport. Hearts in Atlantis, rest in peace Anton Yelchin. This is a really underrated Stephen King film as well that needs a Blu-ray release. I think it actually did get a Blu-ray release, I'm not sure actually. The Shining, in my opinion, this is the better version of The Shining to watch. Kubrick's version was good, but I prefer this one. It's a mini-series. The Running Man, the Kubrick box set. Love Kubrick's films, phenomenal filmmaker, and he's one of the reasons why I got into film. Dr. Strangelove, and now some 4K Kubrick films, Stephen King films, The Shining, A Clockwork Orange, Full Metal Jacket. I got these all last Boxing Day actually. AI, which is a Spielberg film in association with Kubrick. Another Dr. Strangelove, Christine, Salem's Lot. This is, I think, a Burn on the Man title. Really cool film, this one, Room 1408, about a ghostwriter. Well, not that type of ghostwriter, but someone who writes about haunted hotels, and that's a really cool film. Misery, the Scream Factory version of Misery, and then we have the 4K version of Misery, which I have many copies of because Misery is a film that I grew up watching with my mother. Very nostalgic, but also one of my, well, it is my favorite Stephen King film of all time. Some Children of the Corn films, Stand By Me. Didn't get the Blu-ray 4K, sorry, because from what I've seen online, it's crap. Under the Dome, Creepshow 1, Creepshow 2 is in my Arrow films. The Running Man, The Running Man limited edition. I did a full video of this. It's on my channel if you want to see it. Pet Sematary, The Mist, this Frank Darabont film, just phenomenal. This one, sad ending, but I really love this film. Such an underrated, one of my favorite Stephen King films of all time. Carrie, Secret Window, The Stand, that one's on Blu-ray. Dead Zone, Shawshank on 4K, then Halloween, Dracula 2000, and Zombie on 4K. But now we'll get to the horizontal movies. So I have this book here because it's what Eyes Wide Shut was based off. This is what they adapted and they put into the movie. Loosely though. Kubrick liked this story by Arthur Schnitzler. So that should be there. Anyways, we have Mark Gothica, number 23. I Spit on Your Grave, The Good Son, What Lies Beneath. Really my favorite psychological film of all time. Rambo Quadrilogy, Doppelganger, and Asylum Days. Now, let's go over to bookshelf number 2. And before I forget, I had these titles up here that I didn't show you all. So these are all the Resident Evil films, but in my opinion, this 4K transfer is terrible, and I wish they had done more. Human Centipede, Zombieland, and let me show you all this title. Dagon. This is underrated horror science fiction. This film is crazy good. It's about this couple that are on this yacht. They go to this island, and there are all these weird creatures there. It's a H.P. Lovecraft story adapted into a movie. Just phenomenal film starring these people. Really cool title, and I'm so happy to have it in my collection. Okay, coming up here to the next bookshelf, I just will show you the pictures that I have up here. The Witches, a Fat Albert framed picture with Bill Cosby and Kenan Thompson. My Willy Wonka framed picture. This poster I got with the 4K Willy Wonka limited edition box set. And some art cards and a golden ticket replica that I got in the box set as well. This is a Clockwork Orange canvas that I got from a friend, so thank you, Bernie. There's my guitar, but anyways, let's start with this shelf. This is a Los Polos Hermanos cup. Freaks and Geeks, Mind Freak, Amazing Stories, The Twilight Zone, probably my favorite science fiction television series of all time. Breaking Bad, phenomenal. There's a Cartman figure from The Stick of Truth. Not really into video games, it's my brother's. The Outer Limits remake, Unsolved Mysteries, these are very rare. Sons of Anarchy, Sopranos, The X-Files, phenomenal show. In Search Of, this is a great show. The Outer Limits, Channel Zero, Californication, hugely underrated. David Duchovny playing Hank Moody, just watch it. The In-Betweeners, and behind this Los Polos Hermanos glass, sorry, is a Happy Days box set of seasons 1 to 4. Really cool TV show that I watched when I was a kid. So going down to the next shelf, here we have Pipe. Never use it, it's just for aesthetic purposes only. So we have The Babysitter's Club, I Shouldn't Be Alive, really cool show about reenactments of people that almost died and they survived. Fantasy Island, the Ray Bradbury Theatre. This, along with The Twilight Zone, are probably my favorite science fiction TV series of all time. Here we have Terminator 1 and 2, Highlander, Westworld. Gotta show you Westworld. Yeah, just phenomenal. Yul Brynner, fantastic actor, really does an amazing job. Here we go, Tales from the Dark Side. I got that like 2 Boxing Days ago. Prison Break, a cool show for its time. Only the first 2 seasons are worth watching, the rest are garbage. Band of Brothers, one of the highest rated HBO TV shows of all time. Haven't seen it, want to see it. Westworld, nowhere near as good as the original movie. Narcos, a really cool TV series about Pablo Escobar. The Newsroom, American Horror Story, Game of Thrones, Dragon Ball Z, Underbelly, South Park. The Leftovers, definitely my favorite show that I discovered last year with my brother, Big Tony. Here we have The Famous Five, Malcolm in the Middle, The L Word, one of my favorite LGBTQIA TV series of all time about lesbians. Really phenomenal show, just so amazing. Seinfeld, probably my second favorite TV series, just behind Full House. Now we've got the other shelf now. Okay, we have the horizontal titles: Ben-Hur, Brekkie at Tiff's, Two Moon Junction, my favorite erotic movie of all time, Parasite, really cool Korean film, Jobs, one of my favorite autobiographical films, Stranger Beside Me, some serial killer films here, The Passion, really amazing film, and here's my band film, Ken Park, messed up film, The Grey, Rab-Proof Fence, an awesome Australian film, Beneath Clouds, probably my favorite Australian film of all time, The Godfather on Blu-ray, Rocky box set, The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane, one of Jodie Foster's first films. This is an amazing film if you haven't seen it, Hell or High Water, and The Mechanic. Now let's do the vertical films. Right, and continuing on, The Town, one of my favorite bank heist films of all time, and favorite film of all time in general. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, box set. Get this out. Yeah, I love this trilogy box set on Blu-ray. This is very expensive, only because it comes with the extended editions, which you can't get unless you purchase this specific box set. But yeah. Anyways, I got another copy of The Town. What is this one? This is just another Blu-ray copy. Serbian film. I'll be doing an in-depth review of this one. That's a banned film, really messed up. Boys in the Hood, Wakefield, really underrated Bryan Cranston film. Goodfellas. This is the Blu-ray, but 4K transfer. Harold and Maude, My Life Story, about a younger guy dating an older woman. Original Cape Fear, haven't seen it yet. Last of the Mohicans, one of the reasons why I grew my hair long. Romancing the Stone, hugely underrated film, shot in Mexico, but the film's set in Colombia. Nomadland, The Name of the Father, another really great Daniel Day-Lewis film. Here are some of my thriller films. Single White Female, really cool Bridget Fonda film. River Wild, 9.5 weeks. 1 hour photo. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. Mosquito Coast, which is the Spanish version because it's never been released on Blu-ray. Really, really cool. Peter Weir film. And if I've missed anyone when I say rest in peace, do forgive me because can't remember everyone. And here we have some gay interest films. Really, really cool films. Head On. It's about a Greek Australian guy who's gay. Really cool film. Blue is the warmest color. Awesome. Crying Game. Definitely, probably my favorite gay interest film. Brokeback Mountain. Dallas Buyers Club. Moonlight. Yeah, this is a really just freaking amazing film. Continuing on, What's Eating Gilbert's Grape, Identity, and yeah, Basketball Diaries. Next shelf. Now coming down to this shelf here. Got nothing in it. This is my... You all know the process here. Let's go with the horizontal titles and then we'll do the vertical ones. Bad Lieutenant, really cool Harvey Keitel film. Didn't really like the one with Nicolas Cage. Nothing against Nicolas Cage. Best, the Twilight Saga. This has the first 3 films. Escape from Alcatraz. I'm still waiting for the 4K to come so I can do a review of that. I know I'm a bit late. Federico Fellini's 8.5. Probably one of the best films ever made about making a film. Brain Scan. The Truman Show. I still have to do a review of this title. The Scientology Blu-ray that I found. Weird. Very weird. Anyways, found that at a thrift shop, op shop. Schindler's List, American Psycho, Ransom, Fear, Romper Stomper, Dog Day Afternoon. This should be with my gay interest films. Anyways, Chopper, one of my favorite Aussie films of all time about the life of Chopper Read, Mark Brandon Chopper Read, and Malcolm X. And now we've got the Lord of the Rings box sets. I got 2 of them for some reason. Anyways, I got The Hobbit. These are Blu-rays. This is Blu-ray and Blu-ray 3D. Alien or Aliens box set on Blu-ray. Harry Potter box set. James Bond collection. Indiana Jones. Alfred Hitchcock. Tarantino. Okay, let's go. Planet of the Apes. Soylent Green. Very cool film. Time Machine. I just did a review of this on my channel. It's titled My HMV Collection, so if you want to see an in-depth review of this one, it's on my channel. Yeah, definitely my favorite, or one of my favorite science fiction films of all time. Definitely an awesome film. Rest in peace, Rod Taylor, just great Aussie actor. City of Lost Children, which came out recently on 4K, and I definitely want it, because it's a favorite science fiction film of mine as well. Gattaca, another favorite science fiction film of mine. Awesome soundtrack. Island of Lost Souls, The Blob, Species, The Fly, The Lobster. Really, really makes me proud to be Greek, being that it's a Yorgos Lanthimos film. Really just weird film about this guy that goes to this retreat because he wants to find love. Anyways, The Jacket, The Faculty, The Cube, Blade Runner, Limitless, some martial arts films, Karate Kid, No Retreat, No Surrender. Definitely one of my favorite martial art films of all time, along with Kickbox and Bloodsport. The Land Before Time, and the limited edition Harry Potter DVD box set. Now the next shelf. So here we have, you know the process. Sister Act 2. I don't know why I put 2 out here. I should have put them both. She's All That. Hook. This here is limited edition VHS box of Hook on Blu-ray. Oh, just really great Robin Williams film that I grew up watching as a kid. Don't really remember it, but anyways, we have some comedies here. This is basically this shelf, comedies and family films. So we have My Cousin Vinny, Sister. I do have Sister Act 1 here. I didn't even know that. Shit. Anyways, Harold and Kumar, Austin Powers, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Of course, a Greek has to have that in his collection. White Men Can't Jump. Really just funny, very funny film. Another Round, Heartbreak Kid. Here are some Farrelly brother films, along with Jim Carrey films and Ben Stiller films. Liar Liar, Dumb and Dumber, unrated. Don't like the unrated version. I prefer the original. Fletch Lives, Fletch, Napoleon Dynamite, Observe and Report. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta as well. He's just a great actor. Meet the Fockers. Meet the Parents, and the third one, There's Something About Mary, one of my favorite Farrelly brother films of all time. Scary movie, my favorite, definitely my favorite Wayne's brother, the films that they've made. Definitely the first, well, I'll say the first two scary movies are my favorite ones. Bruno, Borat, some Sacha Baron Cohen films, Kingpin, and now we start with the verticals. Alrighty. Now, here are some slipcase family films. We've got The Sandlot, The Wizard, Chicken Run, Little Monsters, Jury Duty, Neighbours, The Golden Child, Prehistory, The Greasy Strangler. Definitely an unusual film that I think everyone has to check out. Definitely right up my alley. Okay, Drop Dead Fred. I know this has been released a couple times, but yeah, really cool film that I grew up watching. Always would rent it from the video store. Sideways, probably my favorite Alexander Payne film, and those of you who don't know who Alexander Payne is, he's actually Greek-American. Yeah, really just funny film. Every time I want to drink wine, I watch this film. Here we have some really cool films. About a Boy, one of my favorite UK films. Christmas Story, I look forward to watching the sequel to that. I don't know how good it will be. The one that just came out. Clifford, Dirty Work, Rest in Peace, Norm Macdonald. There's a funny film. Also, Rest in Peace, Bob Saget. He directed this film. I think he also wrote it too. City Slickers. Now, gotta show you this one. Yep, really cool film. Rest in Peace, Jack Palance. Weekend at Bernie's, Home of Our Own. Another cool film that everyone has to check out. Kathy Bates, one of my my favorite female actress of all time. Let's speed this up a little bit. Kindergarten Cop, The Pagemaster Twins. This film, I watch it every time I'm depressed. It's just one of those films that you watch when you're having a bad day. Okay, Ladybugs, Rest in Peace. Rodney Dangerfield, Rest in Peace. John Ritter, love John Ritter. You know, just so sad what happened to him. And some cartoons, Rat Race, and then from here to, where the Blu-rays end are my John Hughes films. Uncle Buck, John Candy, Rest in Peace, along with John Hughes. Really awesome duo. That film, Beethoven, love these Beethoven films. Rest in Peace, Charles Grodin. I know Charles Grodin was in this. Ferris Bueller, Plane Trains. I know there was a 4K that just came out with all these additional features. Great Outdoors, Adventures of Babysitting, My Girl, Home Alone 1 on Blu-ray, Home Alone 2 on Blu-ray, The Vacation box set with Chevy Chase, Rated X, and some DVDs that I have here. Father's Day, The Boy Could Fly, Little Giants. This is one of my favorite films that isn't out on Blu-ray yet, but love this film. I watched this film so much growing up as a kid. It's just amazing. I'll put this back. But yeah, with this film, the woman from European Vacation, she had a short career, Dana something, but yeah, she did the voice of one of the characters in Widget, the cartoon. But yeah, rest in peace to Dana. I forgot her surname, so forgive me. But yeah, it's very sad. She passed away, I think, in a car accident. It might have been a car accident or something else, but yeah, very sad. Now, the final shelf here for this bookshelf, and then we'll go to my room, is my DVDs. So yeah, let's get that started, and then yeah, come join me in my room. Boom. Swim Fan, very similar to Basic Instinct, but a teenage version. The Hills, really underrated B-grade film. Buying the Cow, Summer Rental, Bully, rest in peace, Brad Renfro. Just an awesome film based on a very, very disturbing true story. Kids, I got another copy of Kids. Children of the Dust, this is a bootleg. I used to watch this growing up with my mum. It's about the Native Americans, but stars Sidney Poitier and Farrah Fawcett. Rest in peace, Farrah Fawcett. Just beautiful woman, very beautiful. Daybreak, an underrated film about epidemic, about people that have sex and they get this disease. Really cool film starring Cuba Gooding Jr. that not a lot of people have seen. The Wog Boy, Nick Giannopoulos, Freddy Got Fingered, a funny Tom Green film that won the Golden Raspberry Award for Most Terrible Film. Encino Man, which doesn't have a Blu-ray release. Milk Money, about a bunch of kids that hire a prostitute and then the prostitute falls in love with the father. Down to You, Freddie Prince, Dungeons and Dragons. Haven't seen this. I got this many years ago at Video Easy when we had video stores. 8mm. I only kept this because of 8mm too. The White Messiah, about a young woman that falls in love with an African man, goes to Africa, and then just, yeah, is forced to live there. The Majestic, a really cool Jim Carrey film that I haven't seen, but I remember watching the trailer when I went to go see a film at the cinema. Black Knight, which is I've only kept the DVD because the Blu-ray is over $200. The Longest Yard, Eyes Wide Shut, rest in peace Kubrick. Blood In, Blood Out. I am currently seeing a woman that resembles one of the drug dealers in this movie. Here we have House Party. Really, really cool 4-film set that I'm pretty sure this is a legit release, but I do prefer Class Act. In my opinion, it's better. Love Don't Cost a Thing, Nick Cannon film. And Crackers, a great Aussie film for all ages about a woman with a son. She's a widow. She brings her new man to meet the family. Just really, really cool Aussie film. If you haven't seen an Aussie film that really resembles Australia, or actually really doesn't, because Australia, you know, everyone's Australian if you're born here. But anyways, now the vertical titles. We have another copy of Milk Money. I don't know why. White Oleander, really cool film. The Believer, this is an early Ryan Gosling film about neo-Nazism and Semitism, anti-Semitism. 13, a really cool film about girls that become sluts when they're in high school. Heartbreak Kid, one of my favorite Aussie films about a kid that dates his teacher and has sex with her. And I've done that, but not when I was in school, when I left school. Calendar Girl, a Burn on Demand Jason Priestley film about Marilyn Monroe. Yes, rest in peace, Marilyn Monroe. Crazy Beautiful, really cool film about opposites, about Hispanic and an American young lady in school. Anyways, Jack. This needs a Blu-ray release, big time. One of my favorite Robin Williams films. It's sad. I can't even watch that now. I couldn't watch it before. It was so sad. Beverly Hills Ninja. Rest in peace, Chris Farley. This is a funny movie. Definitely one of my favorite comedy films of all time. Definitely love it. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Really cool film that I grew up watching about these kids that their babysitter dies and the older sister has to take care of the kids. House Guest. Rest in peace, Phil Hartman. Just really cool film. Phil Hartman was one of the originals in the SNL lineup back in the 80s. His wife shot him because he was cheating on his wife, something like that. Gunther and the Paper Brigade. Not many people know this film. This is a really cool film that I used to rent from the video store back in the day. Dust Factory, Secret Agents Club, North, Snow Queen. And this is a really cool film that my brothers, it's one of their favorites, and I still haven't seen it, so definitely got to get up on that. Munchie. I have this on Blu-ray, Warriors of Virtue. This is a cool film that I grew up watching as a kid. It's got this kid, Mario something from Jack. Even this Aussie film I can't watch anymore because of the passing of my Mango and Sunny. I can't watch it because, yeah, it reminds me of Mango and Sunny. Our little toy poodles that I grew up with, and yeah, now I have Jimmy and Taco. But Airborne, a really early Seth Green film and Jack Black film. Very hard to find this title. I bought this for like 30 Aussie dollars used. And then we have Dream Lover, which is coming out on Blu-ray. Really cool. Let me focus there. Yeah. And then just coming here, Unsaid, probably the best acting. I always mention this one. Best acting from Andy Garcia I've ever seen in my life. Probably the best acting I've seen in any film. Very sad about a psychologist whose son kills himself, and then, yeah, he takes on someone who resembles his son, and just crazy. And then Will and Grace, Rugrats, some TV shows, and my Parasite 4K Ultra HD with the Blu-ray box set that I bought. Did a full in-depth on that video, of that title. There's a video on my channel. I'm just rambling on, I'm tired. Let's go to the final bookshelf and then we'll do the outro. Let's go.